strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Okay, students, this is your 5-minute warning. I repeat, 5-minute warning.
Silence. This is the 5-minute warning with Reuben Brown, happening right now.
There are times in life when people cannot support you. No, they should. They can't. It is the greatest stuff ever. And you probably wonder exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're wondering because we can't understand you. Say it
Yeah,
again.
because we barely can hear you.
You can barely hear me.
Ow, there
There
you
you
are.
go. There you go.
Oh, my bad. Like I was saying, people are the greatest, man. Because even though when they're not trying to give you comedy, they give you comedy.
12.
I mean, like, I want to talk about that later because
Why talk about it later, man?
we gotta talk about it later because that's the whole show, man. I could talk about them for an hour. We can't do that. We got so much other stuff to get to.
Can. 12.
We can, but we're not
12.
going to.
12.
We're going to show restraint today.
No, we're not.
But
We never feel restraint.
first,
12.
welcome to the 5-minute warning. I am Reuben Brown.
If you add 7 to that, it'd be 12.
The man at the bottom is AG on the ones and twos, who can't control himself right now. And of course, my mellow with the hat on is Moby. What's going on, Moby?
He's
Man,
so disgusting.
F y'all. F y'all.
There are times when
Man, you just basically sent me over a clip of erectile dysfunction. That's all you did. That was a whole clip of erectile dysfunction.
12.
so I hate you, AG. Now we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it.
Wait. Why do you hate me?
Because, man, I really wanted to save it till later, but you're making it so I can't. So look, man.
I'm gonna have to go get some blue pills for this conversation. Y'all ruining my night. I just want y'all to know that. Like, I had plans tonight.
You don't now. How many pills you need to take, man? 12?
A decade's worth at least.
So, okay. Let me explain what's going on. So, of course, in my random watch over the internet, I run across this awesome video by a YouTube video at Island Boy Raw. I'm gonna give him a shout out because, first of all, I'm gonna give him a shout out, Island Boy Raw, because it's important to give him a shout out. I'm still gonna give his shout out right now. I'm going to put his stuff on the comment. Oh, thanks. So Island Boy Ra decided, I don't know where he's from, so I just want to put that out there. Number one, I don't know where he's from, but he was in Virginia. I don't know how long ago. I mean, this clip is like it. Oh, he was here a month ago, and there are 3 ladies who are on the boardwalk there in Virginia Beach, and who ain't wearing no clothes hardly, and he stops with his video guy and asks him questions. So, first of all, the one woman he talked to, she is clearly at least 18. Probably not much more longer than that, because she talks about what high school she went to. And, she
Check the
even
transcript, bro.
thank you.
Transcript.
Thank you, Moby. She even told everybody to check her transcripts. So Island Boy Raw decides to ask her a couple questions. The first question is, how many?
No, say it right. How much years?
How
Exactly.
much?
And
How
don't think that I didn't hear that either. How much years?
How much
How much
years is
years?
a decade? You gotta say it right.
That was a decade. Yeah.
How much years is a decade?
How much years is a decade? That is the first question that he asked. So we already know this is about to go off the rails because he's not even asking questions with like English. I don't know how they do that where he from, but Lord knows he can't. I hope he ain't from Virginia.
How much years is a decade?
How much years is a decade is what he asked her. And without hesitation.
No. You gotta let AG give the answer. What was the answer?
I know. Hold on. Without hesitation. She goes, what did she say, AG?
12. Hey, man. What number does Tom Brady wear? 12.
First of all, I think y'all missed it because y'all was too busy laughing at everything. There's so much wrong. First of all, he asked, "Is you smart?"
Yeah.
And she says, "Check my transcript, Nansman River." First of all, I want to check Nansman River's accreditation now because if you passed, we need to do some doubling down on is this an adequate place of education? And then second of all, how are we gonna check your transcript? Do you not know how transcripts work? We can't get access to your transcript. You'd have to sign that over.
Oh.
I mean, and she said 12 years, and then she said 12 or more. 12 or more.
Yeah, she did.
That was the answer that came from Nansman River's finest. And then people used to joke on us over in Portsmouth. Like, no, we might have not had books, but we knew what a decade was.
We're not stupid enough to get recorded with the wrong answer. And her two girls just was like, yo, really? I know.
They was in the background like the people in Family Feud talking about good answer. Good answer. I just needed Steve Harvey to just give her the dumb face.
Hey, look, and this is the entire show. 12. This is the entire show.
Survey says
12.
So,
we asked 100 people. Here are the comments. How much years is a decade? The number one answer, 12. Multiple people said 12, dog. It wasn't just one person. Multiple people said 12.
12. And actually, one lady said at least 12.
At least 12. At least 12 or more.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Hey, man. If you wanted the show to go right, you need to stop adding stuff. This is on you. This is on you.
We only have 18 other stories you wanted to talk about. Exactly. And then you put this Facebook debauchery up here.
This was last. This was the last thing to talk about.
Question everything that anyone might have thought they knew about the educational system of Suffolk, Virginia.
Oh, but it gets better.
Can't do it.
It gets better. So then, after not telling her the correct answer to how many, how many what was the answer? What was the question? How
much years is a decade?
How much years is a decade?
How much years?
He then turns around and asks her. He asked her how many. He did say how many years are in a century.
And that was supposed to be he was trying to lower the level of difficulty, which I thought was crazy. He's like, wait a minute, if they don't know what a decade is, you think they're going to know what a century is?
Nah, man, he didn't try to lower nothing. He tried to be like, I'm gonna ride this comedy train out.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he did. He ain't fooled nobody. He was like, they don't know a century. They don't know how many years in a decade. They got no clue about a century, bro. This is about to be comic gold. And yes, it was. It is 6 minutes and 58 seconds of comedic gold on all parts.
And, I'm with Mo B. It's like because these girls or young ladies were really cute, but there's nothing besides.
I don't know about all that, bro. I don't know if I go that far.
AG, I can't see past stupid. I can't. That's what I just said, man. The Jones erect. Maybe 20-something-year-old me. 20-something-year-old me, my bar was a lot lower. The better you look, the your IQ could be a little lower based on aesthetics.
I can't believe you for that though,
hey,
man.
Man, I'm honest, man. Like when I was 20-something, I could take one for the team, man, because I started from the ground up, AG. I won't go on top down. I won't go on top down. It was ground up, man. It was like, hey, you look good. All right, can you read? Okay. If you can't read, can you at least say the ABCs? If you can say the ABCs, we can work from here. Like I can teach you how to read. I can't teach you how to look good. But now that I'm older, I'm just like, yo, that's just that was just 6 minutes plus of erectile dysfunction, and that was just 6 minutes of me having to talk to my doctor about not being able to perform in the bedroom. Like, what's going on? It's like, look, I tried. She looked good, and then she started talking, and the next thing I know, like the blood flow goes everywhere else. Like last week, I blacked out because I think the blood flow didn't go from my waist; it went straight to my head, and I just blacked out. I couldn't deal with it.
Well, that's what I actually was going to say, man, because that for me is the biggest turnoff besides being mean. Mean girls I can't stand, and stupid girls I can't stand. So when she said that she didn't know what a decade was, I was instantly like, yeah, next.
This is after she told you to check her transcripts because she's smart.
But you don't have to. Apparently, you don't have to know what a decade is in Suffolk.
Apparently, that must not be a question that comes up on any test in Suffolk Public School.
And really, Nesmond River is really nice high school. And I'm just like,
once again, I used to have to hear the people in Nesmond River talk about how questionable we were out in Portsmouth, and I'm just like, yeah, we probably could have told you what a decade was.
I mean, but
at least I like to believe, you know, maybe I'm wrong. That's not a question that came up in the lunchroom. I didn't go ask my boys like, hey man, how much years is a decade?
How much years?
I just assume, you know, cats would know, you know.
So
I don't know, man.
It's not a dozen. Maybe he CGI'd this, man. Maybe he was really saying dozen, and he edited so to make these girls look. No. Man, I need something, man, because
you won't get it here. You'll get 12.
If he's gonna do that,
decade.
If he don't do that, he need at least edit the girls to yeah. I can't even say myself. But you know what I'm talking about. I mean, but hold on. Before we move on, we can't sit here and pass. Yo, did Island Boy Ra have spaghetti hair? Yo,
I didn't know. I was laughing so hard. I didn't know.
I don't know what nobody in them clips look like.
He had the thinnest braids ever.
Don't matter. I don't know what nobody in them clips look like because once the dominant language is stupid, I check out, man. I just check out. Y'all was trying to watch my facial expressions, man. I'm over here trying to do anything else other than pay attention to the clip, man.
I mean, goodness. So it's just like this. We're gonna move on. Education is a real thing.
Education. That's what you usually say. Education is essential.
I mean,
hey man, I got a question for you. Oh my god!
How many years is a decade?
No, you gotta say it right.
How many grades are in primary school? 12.
God.
Apparently, if you in Suffolk, not enough.
But you know, I give her props, even though it was way late.
No,
she tried to change it.
No, there ain't no props. There ain't no props to be given, man. We are not doing participation trophies when it comes on basic questions. We are not going to participate in this trophy shit out. It's done. We're not doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moby.
I'm not gonna call these people stupid. I'm just gonna say they had a dumb moment on camera live for the world.
Dumb moment?
They had a dumb 6 minutes.
Come on.
I mean, let's be real.
Well, they weren't up there for the whole 6 minutes. He asked multiple people.
I didn't get that far.
And apparently Virginia Beach just makes people stupid. Because I mean,
what did everybody else? I didn't get that far, to be real.
Well, everybody was on the strip. That's what he said.
Jeez.
Didn't you say Atlantic Avenue in the background?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, like you said, man. Once stupid jumped in, I was just trying not to lose it all. I
haven't laughed that hard in this show in a minute.
And the crazy thing about it is Chico's like, man, what's this video? What are you talking about? Why you add something? This is why I added this.
Did this really add value to the show?
Yes, it did.
Is this what y'all wanted?
It added value to the show, and it leads in perfectly to what happened in Lincoln, Nebraska.
It doesn't really lead into it, but we got to move on.
We gonna make it lead into it.
I know.
So, I mean, 12. is a magic number.
Yes, it is. Oh, it's the magic number. Look at his face.
AG is done, man. AG is so done for the rest of the show. He's so done. Mo Vita whip mute.
Oh my God.
Oh God. So AG, you got to get together, man. You got to get together.
I don't know if I can. Okay.
So Burger King workers pretty much let everybody know that this Burger King ain't business no more, because one day everybody woke up and the sign to the restaurant said, "We all quit. Sorry for the inconvenience." What? They just quit because they had issues with upper management.
But see, the funny thing to me is that they gave him 2 weeks notice. Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it started out with the manager, and she gave 2 weeks.
First of all, if you're giving 2 weeks notice after they put that sign up, man, your 2 weeks just went down to today.
No, this happened on the day their 2 weeks was up. The same day. The same day. Because once she put in her 2 weeks, everybody else followed suit. So they called her, the head office called her and says, take the sign down. And she's like, we're understaffed. I'm too busy. I can't do it. So they fired her on the last day of her 2 weeks. I was
real messed up. How you get fired on your last day?
Well, that way. It was really bad the way they treated these people. No AC in a hot kitchen.
Yeah.
Ouch.
She ended up in the hospital for dehydration.
Yeah,
and the boss called her a baby.
Yep.
How about this is stuff like this, man. Instead of doing things like, putting signs up and all that, it's called lawyers, because this is a lawsuit. Straight up.
So you're gonna assume that people that work at Burger King have the financial luxury of being able to go and get themselves a lawyer?
Hold on, man. We all know that lawyers get paid by how much they win.
Nah.
You're right.
It's called a retainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if but some lawyers, win.
Yeah, but you gotta almost pay to get the time to talk to a lawyer, man. Like this whole idea of, hey, I'm just gonna go get a lawyer and sue. That is a privileged statement, because most people who are working at Burger King don't just know a lawyer that they can go kick it with and shoot the crap over this lawsuit that they trying to do. That's just not how people just don't have that.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be privileged, because I do know a couple of lawyers.
I was accusing you of being privileged. I was just saying that's a statement that most people in those situations don't have the privilege of saying.
That's why she quit. That's really the only recourse she had, get another job.
Yeah.
But it's still a sad story, the way they treated him. So
yeah. Hey, handed her key, man. He is lucky she didn't put them keys in the fryer. Because at some places, yeah, them joints go in the fryer.
They'll be okay.
So the next thing we need to talk about, all around the world with Karens. They're back. The Karens have returned. They returned. And they returned in Victoria's Secret. And so of all the places like you would return as a Karen, I wouldn't think Victoria's Secret would be the spot. But hey, man, it is what it is sometimes. So basically, for whatever reason, this woman just broke down and, whatever. And she accused, after another person accused the quote unquote Karen of trying to hit her. And she started videotaping. And that's when it all ensued. Because I did not realize that the biggest weapon to people who would like to be called Karen is a cell phone camera.
Well, the funny thing we were talking about earlier about this, Moby brought it up, which he's always spitting stuff. And I'm like, wow. But no one around the situation cares.
Not at all.
White, black, brown, doesn't matter. They're just like, give me my bras and panties. Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't really care about this lady screaming. I don't even know why. Doesn't matter. Time to go. I got my $30 panties. Let's go.
I think the greatest part was the people, man. The people kept shopping.
Yeah, they did. The only thing that changed in this was this lady losing her mind. And really, the thing that I saw when I actually watched the video instead of just reading the transcript was the fact that it looked like she was trying to hit the lady.
Oh, yeah, she was chasing her.
And it's just like, as soon as she turned her camera phone on, then all of a sudden she got a problem. Really? You didn't have a problem when you were trying to assault someone? For real?
I mean, no.
Okay.
Can she get a nomination for the best pass out? She just she just fell to the ground and like she was passed out, and people just didn't do nothing, and they just kept minding their own business.
I mean, in her defense, I don't believe I started.
Oh, my, that's what I'm saying. What is going on today?
No, in her defense, I don't care if this sentiment gets me in trouble, but in her defense, typically a white woman's greatest defense mode is to just start crying, because nobody is more protected in this country than a crying white woman. That typically that's really what happens. So all she did was go to the only defense move she knew. That camera came on and she was gonna look like a racist asshole, and she was just like, well, I gotta go to my playbook, which is let me break down and cry.
Can you call it a playbook when there's only one play in it?
I mean, look, that's the play. It's basically the equivalent of Phil Jackson yelling out Scotty and putting the triangle up. You know,
Scotty.
That's Scotty. The play. You know what I'm saying? That's the play we got. What Denzel say on Friday night on the Remember the Titans? I run the veer just like Novocaine. Just keep applying it. Eventually, it works. Like that's it. That's the play we got. I'm gonna start crying, and then she doubled down on it, because when she cried at first and got down in a seated position and nobody paid attention, she was like, well, I gotta double down on it. So then she started screaming, and then she faked dead for a moment, which was, I ain't never seen nobody go from hysterical crying to fake dead and then look around as if to see, did anybody fall for the fake dead thing? Let me start crying again. Like,
and nobody cared.
Nobody cared, man. Like, have we become desensitized to Karens?
No. What has happened is the problem was the location. Because when it's all said and done, let's be real, man. In some places, if there were dudes there, she might have got more attention. But in a store full of women who already know this chick is crazy, they don't like each other to begin with. And then you acting crazy? Man, they don't want no parts of that.
He's not wrong.
You're partially. I agree partially. I think another thing is once that camera came on too, and there was a lot of other white people in the background too.
You not label me Karen.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of them because I've said it before. One of the greatest fears of most white people is to be labeled a racist, and so they not about to be on the camera like supporting her. I won't nobody about to ask, was she okay? So somebody can act like she was supporting it. Like, no, they was treating that screaming lady like the homeless dude on the corner that asked people for money. They were just trying to ignore them and not make eye contact.
Exactly.
Everybody was just trying to ignore and not make eye contact.
Give me my 7 for 30.
Did somebody like step over her too?
Yes, I think somebody did. Allen Iverson and her just
sup, E-Money
stepped over her like she was Tyronn Lue in game 1.
Wow, I thought you gonna say like Scottie Pippen over Patrick Ewing.
Nah, that's a little old for me. I'm not gonna. I can't go back that far.
I mean, why not? Everybody else is. But yeah, man. So, I mean, she laid there, she cried, then she got up, and then the cops
Does anybody
came
know what
in.
the original incident was about?
No idea. It doesn't say. As far as I can read it, it doesn't say. All I know is, she just wanted the woman who recorded, who was getting yelled at and stuff, just wanted to indulge in a free pair of panties from a deal run by the lingerie chain, but she had to deal with a Karen.
AG couldn't take it no more. He just couldn't take it. He was like, nope.
I'm done. This Karen stuff is killing me. Wow. So, yeah, man, that was Oof. I'm telling you, man. Jeez, that video has like destroyed the flow of this episode.
Look, that was your idea. I didn't want to see a video of women being unintelligent, or okay, not being unintelligent, of women answering a question with a lack of intellect towards the matter of time. Look, man, I'm trying to find a nice way to say these chicks are saying stupid shit, man. But you ain't trying to give me a way out, man.
I'm not.
The chick didn't know what a decade was, man. She thought a decade was 12 or more years, man. Come on, man. And then you found joy in that. You found joy in watching our people look dumb, man.
Look, man.
Yeah. I played that card just because it annoyed me.
I mean, you can play a card you want, but look, man. She's the one that said, "Check my transcripts."
It ain't she. She wasn't the only person that said 12 years, man.
I just said that.
He asked more than one person, and all of them was like 12 years. One person said 12 or more years.
I can't. Look, man. I cannot control the full educational system. If you listen to this show, you know.
She made Nazareth River look bad, though, man. How you gonna say check my transcript, Nazareth River, and then you gonna say a decade is 12 years? I mean, and then people in Suffolk had the audacity to talk bad about us in Portsmouth. Audacity.
Like I said, we give her a diploma.
Like I said, somebody need to check Nazareth River's accreditation. That's what's about to happen now. But yeah, man, like I said, we might not have books all the time, but we knew what a decade was. Yeah, AG, we went backwards, man. We went back in time, man.
We went back and we were talking about 12 again.
He went right back to talking about that TB12, man.
And that's not tuberculosis.
Nope, that's not Tom Brady. It's that female dog 12.
And as everybody gets it, everybody starts laughing. So, all right, man. So I got a question. We've all flown before, and we can't let it go. Man. Can't let it go. So we've all flown before, so we all know. When you get in the plane, you're gonna be on a plane for a certain amount of time. You want to be comfortable, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, they kicked this bodybuilder off a plane because they said her shorts were too short. Now, with that being said, look, man, like they don't show her shorts. But there is a picture of her wearing some shorts. And if those shorts are what she wore on the plane, it looks like she's wearing underwear. Would that be? And I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying you need to put some pants over your drawers. So you can't be mad if that's what you got kicked out for. I mean, but you can be mad. It just, you ain't got no water to hold with that. But come on, man. Let's be real. What do y'all think? I mean, are we now have to put up established dress code on the thing before the plane? You must have, your shorts can only be this short to ride this plane. I mean, what's going on?
You first, AG.
And she was in Texas.
What do you think, AG?
She was in Texas. And she got told to get off a plane because the shorts too short in Texas. And they wear shorts in Texas. So literally, them shorts must have been crazy. And AG froze up.
I think AG, he died on us. He died on screen.
12, man. That 12.
That TB12 kid. I mean, nah, man, like, I kind of disagree with you, man, because the truth is, like, if she had on shorts like that's in that picture, the only reason this is a problem is because she has huge quadriceps, and she probably has really solid glutes. And I'm saying that with all the workout phrases in the world because she just got thick legs. Because I'm gonna let you know, man, I see skinny white girls wearing little shorts like that all the time, and don't nobody slut shame them for it. You know why? Because they ain't got no goddamn curves. Ain't nothing to look at. You know, if she was up in that plane looking like olive oil, like Popeye was about to come hound her with them little shorts, when nobody said nothing to her, they would just be like, "Oh, she's comfy." But let you have a curve, and now you a hoe. Like, no, man. Like, I just don't see it, man. I just unless she had cheeks hanging out, because those shorts in that picture, which we may or may not have been the same type of shorts, those go past her cheeks. She just got big thighs, like she just got big legs because she works out. But I mean, like I said, unless you got bottom cheeks hanging out, like just standing normal, I can't see it, because like I said, I see white women all the time wearing them little teeny shorts. The problem is they just so damn small, you don't notice it. Like, it's like, whatever, you skinny, like, cool. The same. It's like the high school rule back in the day. The high school rule with the girls with the shorts and the skirts used to be the fingertip rule. If you reach down and it's not past your fingertips, I used to be like, yo, the girls with a big ass, that thing gonna ride up in the back. Like, them shorts the same length as the skinny girls. They just, they got a little bit more clingage in the back. So
clingage.
Wow.
A little bit more for that material to hold on to.
I mean, wow. That's all I really got to say on that. I mean, basically, she's getting punished because she's got curves. That's what Moby's saying.
I mean, that's what it feels like. I said, man, I see, and I shouldn't even say skinny white women. I see really, really skinny people get away with wearing the same things that somebody with curves get shamed for. And I just don't get it. Like I said, unless she's physically had cheeks hanging out, unless she looked like she was about to be in the tip drill video or something, I don't see no problem.
Well, see, and that's why I'm up before AG jumps in. That's why I'm a kind of disagree. Like, from this picture, man, if this is what she wore, because this looks like she's at a Starbucks, but I can't tell if she's at the airport or not. If she wore this, like, literally her shorts are shorter than her camel toe. So it's like, I can't roll. First of all, I don't care. Let me say that.
That's only because she has quadriceps. Because on the back, her cheeks is fully covered. If your cheeks is fully covered and you got on athletic shorts, like, I don't see the issue. Because if she wore that to a gym, would it be an issue?
Well, first of all, let me just make this clear. I could care less. I mean, I could care less what she was wearing, because clearly she got kicked off the plane because some other woman was unhappy. Let's just be honest about it.
I feel like we can all agree on that. Like, I doubt there was any dude that was just like, oh
my God,
I can't believe she's showing that amazing.
I can't ride on a plane with that.
And unless he was like newly married and he was with his wife and he had to feign like he was offended. Like, I understand that dude. That dude, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You just don't say it out loud. You just gotta say it to her.
But that dude would have said absolutely nothing. He wouldn't even look that direction.
He would have said it to her. He'd have been like, "Babe, you see that?"
But he wouldn't have made that statement.
That don't make no damn sense. She knows she wrong.
But see,
as he stares at it, that's how AG know what I'm talking about.
But he would have only did that if he had an inkling of she was going to bring it up. See, he's got to cut her off in the past.
He doesn't do that if she thinks she's going to break. He does that so he can keep looking.
Yo, KB Yakko says can't be leaving booty juice on the seat. First of all, if you leave a booty juice on the seat, we got a whole different problem. That's disgusting. And I need you to go find a bathroom.
Get our booty juice from the source.
Wow.
Sorry, Fear of a Black Hat reference. If you haven't seen the movie, you don't get it.
Yeah. AG, man, come on, brother. You're the other married man here. What's your take on this?
Well, first of all, from a fitness model standpoint, those shorts she's got in the picture, it's all the ass cheek all day. She's showing a lot of ass cheek right there, and that's why she's got the sweater around her waist to cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At first. And if she wore something like that on a plane, she could just be standing with her cup of coffee, waiting to board, ass hanging out. Because the only reason that she got pulled was because she probably didn't have something covering her waist. And with her, augmented breast, if she didn't have a bra on, that's even more distracting. because I understand how they dress and what they do, what they work out in, and I know for a fact because I've had to try to concentrate while that's going on in a gym.
I've had to try to concentrate.
Yo, man.
Yes,
that's hard, bro. Man,
it's distracting.
Sometimes I wonder if gyms are for people. I feel like this: gyms are for 70% of people who really work out, 20% of people who want to work out, but they kind of half-assed it, and the other 10 is a fashion show. Because, like, yo, man, there are times in the gym where I'm just like, I'm sitting there on my machine, whatever, and then it's like, yo, girl, why you got makeup on in the gym? Like, what?
Well, the other thing is, too, in her defense, when you look like this, you tend not to want to wear clothes because there's no shame in that. When you look like this or better, because she's off season and she looks this way.
I mean, I look like this and I don't like wearing clothes, but I wear clothes because, I respect other people.
All I'm saying is if you look like that, you would.
I know what AG's saying. It's the 6-pack rule. That dude with the 6-pack always find a reason not to have his shirt on.
That's true.
Exactly.
It'd be 60 degrees. I say, God, it's hot out here. Let me.
Because you best believe if ever in life I get a 6-pack, that's gonna be me.
Well,
I'm eating that Olive Garden. I don't want to get pasta on my shirt.
I don't know about all that.
Because the only thing that bothers me about any of this is the fact that she is screaming bloody murder about something that is already on the ticket. If you read it, you have to be appropriately dressed, and we all know what that is. And if you can wear a pair of shorts and half of your ass is hanging out, not just the lower cheek, the fold in the cheek. I'm talking about.
I did preface with saying if she's out there cheeky, I get it.
But she is, and that's when I listen to you.
Well, I said, but that picture, that's not the picture that she was wearing. That's just a picture. We don't know what she was actually wearing. If she was wearing some cheeky shorts, like, I get it. You can't be doing that. But at the same time, I see skinny women do that. Look, I was at a science museum seeing women do that. You know what I'm saying? So well,
what I'm trying to tell you is my experience says to me from a gym perspective and a garment that you would wear in a gym, those shorts, if she had on something like that, you can't get on a plane like that unless you are covering yourself. And based on what I read, she probably wasn't covering herself in that way. Half of her ass is hanging out. I understand what those shorts going to do. Then what you said about big girls with thighs or whatever, it just gets worse. Yeah, it's going to. So as you walking around, getting on the plane, come on, man, you sitting there minding your business, and you see this woman put her luggage in the overhead, and it's like, what? Come on, man. I'm telling you, man, this lady deserved to get kicked off the plane. And then she's talking about, I came from Turkey to experience freedom, and then they do this to me. No, you did this to yourself.
Well, I got a question. How come they didn't I guess here's my thought process.
How she get on the plane?
How she get past TSA?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody was gonna stop her, like, it should have happened well before. And that way it should have been like, hey, do you have something you can cover yourself up with? Because we can't let you get on the plane like this. It shouldn't have been all the way to the plane, and then you're like, hey, you gotta go. You can't do this. Like, so the only reason it goes all the way to the plane is because somebody complained. Because somebody like you or Ruben was like so distracted by it that they was like, oh, I can't process this. I can't possibly be in the same space as somebody that I might look at. Why it got
to be me or AG? Why can't it be you too? What, you?
No, the reason I say that is because y'all both made statements about being at the gym and being distracted by women. I've been in gyms. I'm never distracted by it. I think it's the rules of the game. I'm just like, hey, if you came to the gym and your body's like that, like, hey, you gonna show it, because let's best believe if I get this gym thing going and I crank up this 6-pack, I'm gonna be that dude I was describing that don't ever have a reason to wear a shirt.
I mean, they don't distract me. I just keep it moving. It's just it is what it is, man. Because at the gym, the only thing about gym stuff, I just never understand why makeup is involved at the gym. That's really the only thing I don't understand.
I don't never look that deep.
I mean, sometimes you don't got choice.
I'm just saying I don't look that deep because I just assume if a woman trying to get chose, she trying to get chose all the time. You say it ain't gonna cut out just because she going to the gym.
I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
All I'm saying is, I understand where American Airlines is coming from, and apparently they do too because they put it in writing. This lady broke all the rules. I mean,
she really ain't got no leg to stand on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm as much as I'm like, hey, I feel like she should have got stopped earlier. Like, I'm not exactly shedding any tears about it. I'm not like, oh, this is a injustice. Like, no, this, you got cheeks hanging out, girl. Like, I feel like they should have at least been in like, hey, you got something in that luggage you can put on real quick.
That's what I was thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got anything you can put on. Now, if she refused to do that, then all right, baby, kick rocks. You can't fly with us. But
at that point in time, she didn't get past TSA.
Well, what I'm saying is what I wanted to say was, with respect to what y'all are talking about now, is there's nothing saying that she wasn't wearing that going through TSA, the something over her waist going through TSA. Because if she's wearing that, then she good. And then she could have taken it off feeling all rebellious. Let's see what I can get away with. And she lost. I think that's what's going on, because the way she responded was childish as far as I'm concerned. You push the envelope, lost, and then you don't have the respect of somebody responding to you. You just going to be like, you wronged me. No, they didn't. They had it in writing. How they wronged you? You could have, if you wanted to wear that, you could have flown Southwest and kept it moving.
Spirit.
I'm dying. But
you say you moved from Turkey to
I got a chuckle.
Before, because you wanted to experience freedom, and you mad because they won't let you wear what you want to wear. Come on, man. It is what it is to me. And then, yes, it is distracting. I mean, eventually I got my mind right, but she loved hers and her. She loved hers.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But
Kinda
you know what? Well,
it's just saying.
You know what I don't understand? And I'm going to say it like this because I don't understand it. I don't understand because, like, I've never really heard of a black family disowning anyone. I don't know any black kids who have been disowned from their parents, because to me that doesn't make any sense. But you then hear about kids divorcing their parents at like 15, which to me is a whole bunch of insane. But now, how are you 40 years old and you're in I thought I could say the word right.
Conservatorship?
A conservatorship. Yeah. Like, how are you 40 years old and you have no control on what you do? Like, that don't make any sense. And that's what Britney Spears is going through. Like, she is 40 years old. She got like 2 kids. She's been married like twice, but she can't spend her own money. Like, she's got an IUD in her body that won't let her take out because maybe she want to have more kids. They tell her when to work and when not to work. She's damn near 40 and she has no control of her life.
How's that crazy to you?
Because she's rich and she's damn near 40.
I mean, but you know how it happened, though?
Well, I understand in 2008, she went through her period. Not period like that, but her period when she cut off all her hair and she had some other issues going on where she was partially suicidal and all that. I get that. Like, and I understand that was 12 years ago. She was in her 20s and she was going through what she was going through. And I completely understand that. But she is damn near 40. She has $60 million and, 2 kids and stuff. Like, why are her parents still in charge of her? Like, it's not like she has mental defect or anything.
Man, this happens all the time with less money involved.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I understand, like, if I couldn't take care of myself, that's one thing. But she can clearly take care of herself.
Hey, thank you, Moby, because this is all this is about. It's all this is about.
Do you know how much her dad gets paid to be in complete control? Like, he's so in control of her finances that he gets paid $10,000 to $12,000 a month to manage her estate that she can't control. He's getting paid to watch her money that he controls.
Her brother does too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is like, yo, man, like.
So the problem ain't her. The problem is the fact that the court won't just hurry up and be like, nah, this shit ain't right. Especially when she's got doctors and psychiatrists saying there's no reason for this.
Yeah,
like,
she good.
Yeah, she has nothing exhibiting that she's incapable of taking care of herself.
But it's not the conservatorship just in and of itself. It's where they got it done, which was genius. Because in California, it's ironclad, bro.
Man, in California, you can do everything.
Don't get divorced, and apparently you can't do this either. Not in California.
Nah.
I mean, every state's got their quirks, man. And that's California, man. Like Virginia. Virginia's not the place to be certificates. Because if you sign a birth certificate and you find out 2 weeks later that kid ain't yours, you still owe 18 years worth of child support.
I mean, which is dumb. It's like all these, like, update your rules, man. And it is
the law is always behind the times.
They're still trying to have segregation
I know.
schools in Alabama, man. Come on, man. They ain't gonna try to update nothing.
Yo, but that's so crazy, right? It's like she is but she's 40.
Is that still her dad? Is that still her dad?
And it's still a lot of money involved too, right?
Exactly. It's everything dark and nasty and just cesspool about being a parent.
If Brittany was broke and had like $10,000 left to her name, man, he would have been gave that up. He'd be like, "No, you can control this. You can keep this."
Or he would have just taken that too.
Because remember, Gary Coleman had to sue his parents.
Exactly. I was gonna bring that up. Yes.
Because they took all his money.
Yeah, sure did. All of it.
Man. You know, and
that's too much money involved, man.
And it's time. Didn't the same thing happen like Macaulay Culkin or something?
I don't know.
I thought it was something involved with his parents and money too.
I mean, maybe it wouldn't shock me, but I mean, because that's why some kids, some like child starter stuff, they become independent at like 15, 16 because their parents feel like because they created that person, they get their share, not thinking that hey, maybe the kid will give me a hookup. I mean, but then again, it's like, I don't know, but then you see all these football players who give their parents, like every football player buys their mom a car or a house, straight up, because they went through some things when he was a kid and they sacrificed for their kids, stuff like that. And it's just like, mom like loves it. And then if you LeBron's mom, then, you also get NBA players too. So, like, yeah, that's right.
You're gonna go back there and do. Wow, that's cold. That's cold, man. That was uncalled for.
Don't be spreading them rumors, man. You don't have any evidence.
I mean, you're right. I mean, I don't know Delonte West, but
I'm saying he just out here spreading these vicious rumors.
I know he ain't in the league no more. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying you out here spreading these rumors. You better stop, man. LeBron James is a big dude. You don't want him to find you.
Yeah, I guess he can shut down his podcast. Oh God, sue me because I said something about you.
I don't think he'd be looking to sue you over his mom.
No,
I mean,
all I'm saying, man, is
if I got beat up by LeBron James, I mean, no different than the other ass whooping I take.
You
it'd be a little different.
You thinking on broke terms, man. You think LeBron James gonna get his hands dirty with you? Bro, you know what type of goons you'd have showing up? That would have no ties or association to LeBron James?
He is from Akron.
You get an anonymous ass whooping.
Hey, you Ruben Brown?
They wouldn't even ask. They already know.
You got a picture of me.
You might come home to a DVD of that new Space Jam.
Wow. I gotta watch that.
Like, I hope this makes it up to you.
I'm not doing that to myself.
Hey man, it was actually really good, man.
Mm-hmm. You think it was better than Jordan's version?
Hell yeah!
Wow,
the original Space Jam was awful.
That's why I don't want to watch it because
the original Space Jam was awful.
It was awful. I thought it was like entertaining.
Jordan was a terrible actor. The plot line had too many holes in it. It had basically the moral of the story is Jordan is great and he's the god of everything. Like at least at least the new Space Jam like had a message that was about family. It was about like it had a mess. It's literally the difference between what Michael Jordan represents and what LeBron James represents.
Okay, I get it.
I mean, it literally, if you coming out the movie, I was like, yep, this is the difference between LeBron and Michael. Michael probably only signed up for the movie because it made him look like God. LeBron probably only signed up for the movie because it had a damn message.
I agree. I haven't seen it, but I totally agree.
Hell, I feel like to this day that Warner Brothers conspired with Michael Jordan years before the movie was made. I think they asked him to retire to play baseball for a year and a half just so they could have that storyline for the movie. Yeah, I said it.
See, yeah, I said it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Comedy time is over. But yeah, I still understand. I mean, yeah, it's all about the money thing, but that's real messed up. Do I feel bad for her? Partially. Because I mean, I do. Because you made all that money, you can't do nothing with it without asking somebody.
I'm not even talking about the money aspect. What I'm talking
you ain't
about
got no freedom.
No, it's just control of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like no adult person who is in sound mind and body should have to ask for permission to get an IUD removed. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So forget all the money stuff, just to not have control of your own damn body.
Which means she had to ask to have kids, yeah.
Actually, the worst thing is that somebody did that to her and she couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, she probably ain't had no say in it.
But you know,
here's the doctor, you're going to get this IUD, and guess what? So that's worse to me.
But you know what the real problem about this is? How come they didn't do this like early before she met with Kevin Federline? Because they could have stopped that.
Man.
K-Fed, man.
What is wrong? What does K-Fed have to do with any of this, man?
Nothing. He just wanted, like, he's just a hater, man. He just needed to add hate into a real human interest story about a actual and adult person who doesn't have control of her own body. He just had to throw in his K-Fed hate. That's all. It was no point. Matter of fact, he probably only chose this story so he could throw one hate line at K-Fed.
I wish I thought that far in advance, but I don't. Because that would have been real awesome, but I don't think that far in advance. So
Ruben.
So, man, right now, the dopest person in the year, in the running right now is this woman from Detroit who somebody stole her Benz. The cops didn't do nothing. Every time they thought they found it, the car had moved on. She tracked the car down herself. Dude went to get his hair done and went and snatched her car back. Yo. And then, basically, like, she's like, well, the car ain't going nowhere. I'm going to slash my own tires so the cops can finally catch this dude. Bruh, you know how you got to be to slash your own tires?
Detroit,
so you can get some get back. You gotta cost yourself money. But then again, the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty sure she'd rather have her Benz back, which she got back.
Here's the thing. She ain't gonna have to pay for them tires because I'm pretty sure she reported her car stolen.
Oh yeah,
Therefore, any damages that occur to her car after that fact are covered by insurance. She gonna pay that deductible. She gonna have some 20s on that thing afterwards.
20s. Put some spinners on it.
Please don't. Please
don't. Yeah, it's like 2004.
Please. Like in 2004, just don't.
Ride spinners. It don't stop. Ride spinners.
With Crunchy Black dancing in front of the car.
That's jacked up.
Yo, I was thinking that's the only verse that I actually remember too. I left my car or whatever he was saying. I don't know what he was saying, but it sounded like that. Yo, Crunchy Black, man, underrated rapper of the decade, which was 12 years.
You don't actually believe that.
No.
You don't actually believe that.
No, but it was funny to say.
This is from 2000 to 2012.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know how many hamburgers and hot dogs I'm going to eat at the cookout? 12.
Wow, this is getting bad.
Okay, I'm done.
At least a decade's worth. At least a decade's worth.
Can we call it the Baker's decade? Can we call it a Baker's decade?
So hold on, man.
How much years is in the Nasma River? Not enough.
I guess she need to go back. She need to go back, and graduate from grade 15 because 12 wasn't enough for her. So, like, back to this car thing. How you gonna steal somebody's car and then get it detailed, bro? Really?
Yes.
He drove around the city for a minute.
Exactly. Got his hair. He got his twist done. He was all up in the chair. Actually, that's when she attacked him. I'm just like, but I mean, when you that bold, then guess what? And he's got a history of doing this, so he knows what he's doing. Except he just messed with the wrong one. That's all. This is to me.
He lucky that that's what happened to him.
Exactly. Because if no one was looking, yeah, that would have been a bad day for him. Because I thought she's gonna snatch all them twists out his head. For real.
I mean,
I thought she was just gonna stab him. Like personally, like
I mean, it is Detroit.
I didn't really see the whole getting pulled by the dress thing coming. I thought the story was gonna be she stabbed him.
Well, maybe she was had the mental wherewithal not to go to jail. Maybe that's why he did get stabbed.
Yo, he had this car for 2 days and she tracked him down every day. But the cops got there too late each time. And then he went back to the place. Where he owned the shop. She owned the shop.
Why not give the police your tracker?
Well, I think the problem was
the whole time I was reading and she was tracking. I'm just like, why didn't you just give the police the tracker as opposed to you tracking and then calling the police to tell them if the police just knew where he was?
Well, but I think the situation was, from what it doesn't say why, but it is Detroit, and they're probably just like, well, we got other things to worry about. We ain't got time to focus on this.
But they wouldn't have had to focus it if they had the tracker. They would have just went straight to the car.
I don't know if she had a tracker or not, because what the article said was she used Facebook tips. Or she was just throwing information out on Facebook, and people were just like, yo, I just saw your car, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know if she had.
Okay. See, I thought she had like GPS tracking.
Nah,
I'm about to say, like, yo, why didn't you just get that to the cops?
Which was crazy, right?
She had like OnStar. We had this conversation. They'd have just tracked the car.
Yeah, but which is crazy, right? Like, everybody in Detroit know her. So this dude just literally stole the wrong car.
Yeah, I told you. He messed with the wrong one.
And then he had the nerve to detail it for her. I guess he was like, if I got to drive around this Benz, it's going to be sweet. And it's just like, bruh, how you going to put your money into a car that's not yours? Did you not think you would ever get caught? I mean, I don't understand.
He's been doing this since he was a teenager. He's got a long history of this. There's no reason in the world why this guy thought that this would happen to him. Based on what I read, he had all the confidence in the world to say, I'm good.
I mean, it's not like you stole a Honda Accord. You stole a white Benz.
Well, it's Detroit. There's a lot of people that have wealth and they have a white Benz.
There's a whole bunch of people everywhere that got white Benzes. I mean, ain't that rare of a car.
Now, if he'd have stole a Bugatti, then okay. I get it. But he stole a Benz. He stole a $60,000 car. There's lots of those.
He stole somebody's yellow Lamborghini. Like, yeah, that's bold.
Yes.
But I thought you would steal cars to take it to the chop shop and get paid, not drive around in it.
That's not everybody's end game.
He stole this car so he could go stunt. That's all he did. That's why you don't go get a detail unless you try and stunt on him. He probably took it. He had it for 2 days, so he at least took one lady out. At least one chick done jumped up in her Benz, thinking it was his Benz.
Yep.
That's probably why he got a detail.
That's exactly why he got a detail. Yeah. And that's why he was going to get his dress retwisted. He probably had another date that night.
That's right.
Wow.
Preach.
Well,
probably was parking lot pimping the night before. Probably was about to go to dinner. He's about to take her to get the cheddar biscuits. He's about to try to take some shit to Red
They're going to get the cheddar biscuits.
You know what's going down when you get the cheddar biscuits.
Yeah.
You know what's going down.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He about to pick her up in a Benz and give her some cheddar biscuits.
He probably had to pay for it.
He was like, yo, this is a straight layup tonight. You know what I'm saying? This is a finger roll right here.
I know. What's Gervin?
So Question of the week. This is about to be real interesting. So, do ordinary men need non-disclosure agreements and consent forms in their life? Ordinary men is like us.
Yes.
Because before you answer that, AG, I say that because we got people who can't get a what's it called a prenup, but we need non-disclosure. With that being said, AG, preach.
Well, I don't know if I'm a preacher now, but I'm certainly going to say some things. I think,
Ooh, interesting.
because as far as I'm concerned, in this climate that we find ourselves, consent from a woman to have sex with her has to be verbal, or it has to be contractual. If you think that is sterile, is a good word, then I get why you say that. But then, you have to balance this whole thing out, because life is going to find a correction. If you tell me that I raped you when that's not the case, but because you didn't give consent, I have to be called a rapist and I am now this awful thing for the rest of my life, and you expect me not to respond, because the days of shut up and kiss me are over. The days of I can't believe you shook my hand, so you must be gay are over. The days of, I can't believe you didn't read the room. Why didn't you kiss me? Those days are over. What you get to do is sign this paper. And then further to your question, Ruben, the reason why men, and this is an exclusivity to men, because women get a prenup all the time. Okay. And I would sign one. Say Lauren was like loaded. Her family was loaded. She was personally loaded. I'm like, first of all, I'm gonna sign this little bit of paper so we can move on with our relationship.
So I can love you, girl.
Exactly. So I don't want you for your money. Okay. Like Rob Lowe and Masquerade back in the day. Okay.
Ooh, God, this dude just brought up some 1986 stuff.
Yes, sir. One of my favorite movies. Anyway.
You even know what that is, Moby?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
I knew he did. So if my family or our family was loaded and we were personally loaded because of that, or we made our own money because we come from resources. If I walk up on Lauren talking about I can't say that because she would sign one, but if I walk up on some random chick, some regular ass chick, she is going to have a fit. And then she's going to throw the love thing in there. Then she's going to throw in, you are dooming this to fail because you're having me sign this. Don't you trust me? Blah, 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 blah. And then that's where the crying woman thing, like Moby was talking about, except any woman crying in a prenup situation is powerful. Then what happens is the dude is like, okay, he don't sign no, and he goes on and marries this chick with no concrete, this is your money, this is my money. No matter what happens, this is what you'll get. This is what I get. Sign it. You just, okay, you're crying. I can't stand for you to cry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You don't have to sign it. NDAs are important. Prenups are important. In this case, the prenup and the NDA are kind of the same to me, because it's like you have everything to lose at this point. Because if a woman can simply say you raped me because I didn't say you could sleep with me, then she's taking her agency to a place where I think is almost unreasonable depending on the situation. So that means that you need to make sure that you're protected from her agency and say, you're going to sign this. And you said I could do this and that and the other. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And so we are all on the same page. If you don't do that in this day and age, I don't have to worry about this. I'm married. But a single cat like you, Ruben, no, you need to have this stuff, man, because a woman can call you the next morning talking about you raped me because she feels some sort of way and she wants to erase an L, which she thinks is an L, and it's not. It's just her. She changed her mind. She feeling some type of way, whatever. F her. no, you need to sign this. And this says Ruben can do this, and that, and the other on this date. This happened. Okay. So if you wake up talking about I changed my mind, you can change your mind all you want to, but ain't nobody going to jail. I mean, I ain't gonna tell nobody because
that's 50 Shades of Grey agreement. He had to slide that thing across the table, like, hey, you got to sign here.
That's right.
Before we can even go into this.
Exactly.
Sign here.
Exactly.
The JJ Petty effect.
And really, for me, it's just like that changes a lot of things for me because a man's agency says, why do I have to pay for you to do anything? You don't need me. And Ruben and I in particular learned this in our family because women run our family. Why do I need to take care of any female? It's what I learned. Why? Now, my mom, if she was living, my mom would say, well, AG, you can't say. Yes, I can, Mom. My mom spent a lot of time telling me what I wasn't and what I needed to qualify for a female. A lot of time. So when I got there, you know what my question was? What she got? What do you have that I don't need that I can't purchase? There's nothing that you have that I can't purchase based on what women have told us that they can buy because we ain't shit.
Unless you usher the strip joint.
We're just a sperm bank. That ain't nothing. I don't need you. Okay. Well, I don't need you either. All these things matter. All these things have to balance out. And that's why we're starting here with NDAs and prenups and all that stuff. Now, if you offended because of that, then you might want to change your lexicon. You might want to think about exactly what you're saying before you say it, because sometimes when you say stuff, you can't take it back. You can't unring that bell. That's always going to be the bottom line. Because right now, women can straddle the fence and don't get rug burn. They don't have to pay for anything. It's just like they can say they don't need a man and then question a man for not protecting them from whatever, or not providing providing for them at whatever level. You can't have both. If you don't need a man, get a job. I can't believe you didn't stop and help me. Well, you got a job? Did you buy AAA? Just saying. It's $80. It's 100. What do we pay? It's like $180 a year. Get with the program. Because you don't need me. That means that we're the same. That means the rules are the same. I don't need to help you. Call AAA. I don't need to help you pay your bills. You should have great credit. These are all your responsibility because I don't have to take care of you anymore. Because eventually there has to be a correction in life. Life works on physics. You can't do one thing to one side and not do it to the other. It's just that simple. So get the NDA. Keep yourselves out of trouble, dudes. If you're single, you out there and just running the street, get these, go to Kinko's, get your stuff right. Make sure that you put in all the sexual acts that you're going to perform or that you want, so there's no surprises, and keep that moving. And if she's turned off, she ain't the right one, no way. Keep it moving.
JJ write that thing.
Exactly.
All you got to do. Sign here.
There you go. And that's my take on all of this.
Moby.
I mean, what's there left? Like he AG goes off when it comes to issues like this. Like, I mean, he ain't wrong. Like, the NDA and the prenup to me are like the same thing. Like, I feel like every guy should do it, although I know every guy won't do it for all the reasons that AG just said. Because at the end of the day, like we are, I think guys are conditioned to be short-term thinkers as opposed to long-term, because the short-term says, I don't want to mess this opportunity up tonight. The long-term thinker says, hey, I got to protect tomorrow. So, I mean, and he's right in this climate. And, you know, this is, I mean, like AG said, it's kind of an unpopular thing to say, but yeah, in the promiscuous sexual state we're in right now, at the same time being in the Me Too era, it's a real delicate dance because, as he's right, consent has to be verbal or written. Because if there's no verbal consent, she can honestly the next day just say, I felt like I didn't have a choice, or I didn't want to do that, or you pressured me. I didn't really want to. And as a guy, that's scary. Like I just put it like that is like when I was in college, my biggest fear, no lie, my biggest fear was the accusation of rape. Not even the fact, not even the actual thought of actually doing it, because I'm like, I will never do that. But the accusation of it, because that's one of them stinks that never go away. Because once somebody says you did it, don't matter what happens afterwards, you did it. That's and right. I think a lot of women don't quite understand that. Now, at the same time, I realize that there's, they say 1 in 4 women, will be sexually assaulted at some point. Those are real numbers. So I understand the other side of it too. But I think some women don't really understand how nerve-wracking that is. Like, you just know that all somebody has to do is say you did it. And then you got to spend the rest of your life trying to defend your name. Period.
Well, you don't have a name anymore, really.
Yeah.
But so there's nothing to defend.
So yeah, I feel like the NDA should really start to become like a standard operating procedure. To be honest, like, hey, we about to go back to the crib. Like, all right, we sign here. What's this? Well, all those nasty things we've been talking about via text message or at the bar, all these things, they're all here. You can read over them. If you object to anything, cross it out. We'll both sign. Make sure that's not part of the agreement. And, we'll get real adult. Okay, out. Cool. So we won't go there. Oh, you don't like to be touched there? Cool. We'll scratch that out. All right, sign here. Sign here. Cool. Let's go do this. Yes, that's not very romantic, but I mean, come on, man. We live in a world where people make songs called thought shit, and all dudes talk about is busting it wide open. And like, come on, man. Let's not pretend that the sex is romantic anymore. It's not. It's a means to an end.
Not wrong.
Like basically, I feel like the majority of young person sex happens during the 2-minute warning when them lights go up at the club and you like, oh shit, I gotta make something happen.
Not wrong.
Well, all right.
So what do you think, Ruben? What's up?
Or most single guys do the whole next day. You gotta wait for the confirmation text. Like that next morning, she's got to say, "Hey, had a great time last night." You like, whoo, yes. Yes,
not
out
a
of
rapist.
the woods, out of the woods.
Not a rapist.
Let
That's
me
right.
archive this text.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it shouldn't be like that.
True, man.
Because I'm not trying to look in no fashion am I trying to pretend that the idea of actual rape and sexual assault isn't occurring probably right now somewhere. I do think there's another end of that spectrum. It's a smaller end because, they say statistically speaking, most of the time when a woman says somebody did it, he did that shit. Because most women don't necessarily like to put themselves out there for all the scrutiny that comes with it. But that doesn't mean that every time a woman says it happened. Because I think some women don't understand how much harm that can do to a guy. And some women perfectly understand it. And that's why they'll do it.
True.
They ain't even got to follow through on it. All they got to do is go down to the precinct, say you did it, get you accused of it, and then they can go, hey, I don't want to go through with it. Don't matter. That stank is on your name forever.
It doesn't matter how fast she does it either. She could do it a year, 2, 3, 10, 12 years later.
Look at the Chauncey Billups thing. Like, he got a head coaching job in 2021, and somebody bringing up something that happened like, 97? That he settled with. So we don't know what really did or did not happen. But now they're like, hey, should they have hired him? Because aren't they advocating for rapists? I'm like, whoa, that's a big stretch, ain't it? Like, he got accused of something in 97. And in 2021, he graduated to rapist?
Yep. He's a rapist. Especially, and then too,
and once again, he could have actually did that and got away with it. I don't know. But the fact of the matter, everybody that's screaming about it, they also don't know. So yeah, awesome. Man, get that NDA, man.
Mm-hmm. What you think?
I'll take the rapist for 200, please, Alex.
Really?
So I'll say this: like, I am a believer of prenups. because I feel like that you come in with what you brought in and you leave what you had when you before you got here, unless you made something together and then you split that, you know, on the proper percentage that it was done. And like we'll bring up, you know, why did I get married too? You know, that was a very good thing because, you know, she wrote this book, but this book was about him. And he was just like, you know.
And as he stated, it's not like he didn't contribute because she talked. He was like, we talked for hours about what you wanted to write in the book, and you kicked around ideas. Yeah, you kicked around ideas with me all the time.
Well, see, and that's and with stuff like that is like when it's all said and done, like, you know, that's in most states that's an equal thing. Like that's a 50-50 split, unless
the problem is rules are just different for men and women.
Yeah,
it just is.
So yeah, I mean, it is. And then, you know, most women don't have their man killed, but you know, it's fun.
I mean,
she
did it so she could upgrade to The Rock later on. You know,
I mean, yeah,
had to get rid of that dead weight.
Well, that's what usually happens, you know.
I can't be with this New York undercover nigga. I gotta graduate to The Rock.
He said, "New York."
No. I'm dead. I'm so dead right now. Come on, man.
That was good. New York undercover.
I mean, if you're gonna make a show like 21 Jump Street, just call it 55th Jump Street or something. I mean, come on, man. New York Undercover.
Undercover was a good show, man. I like that show.
I agree. I thought New York Undercover was a decent show, man, and it was definitely a cool cultural show because we got to see all the artists at the end of every episode, and it was kind of like our thing. When I say our thing, it was like, you know, black people conferred afterwards. Like, hey, you see that episode?
Yeah, whatever. New York Undercover is terrible.
It's for the culture, man.
Man.
So
is Lil
Yachty.
Yeah. So is Lil Yachty, but you don't see me doing anything with that garbage.
Hey, for us by us, man.
For us by us, Jesus. That ain't for us nor by us.
Hey, you know what else? 12.
This guy. But nah, man, I am for a prenup, and I don't got issues of creating one and signing one. I mean, because when it's all said and done, if she came into this relationship with more money than me, what I don't want is to her to feel like I'm in it for the money. And you know, and then that's something else to like someone can lord over another person. Like, so I'm not exactly cool with that. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that. An NDA, I mean, to be real honest, like I got no issue with an NDA. I mean, now I think you got to be a certain type of person, which is not bad, to be like, yo, you know, before we get busy, I need you to sign this saying that's cool that we get busy. Now, what
if we looking at this wrong though? What if it's not just for the protection of not being accused of something? What if it's because you just wanted to keep her damn mouth shut?
Well, I mean, that too. So it's like, I mean, I see why people who have some sort of wealth and stuff do it, because you don't want your business out in the street, you know. But ordinary people like myself, I ain't got no business to put out in the street. However, I'm not against it. I just don't. The problem for me is how you transition from, you know, oh girl, you know, whatever the foreplay to the right before you stick it in. Hold on, baby. Before I stick it in, I need you to sign a piece of paper.
It's a little late by then, baby.
I mean,
that needs to be discussed. I mean, I guess the reason I brought it up because as a pretty popular lawyer in Hampton Roads, who I will not say his name, PD3. I didn't say his name. Those PD3.
I thought you were gonna bring up PD3.
Yeah, but you know, he said to me at work in front of a woman that was not his wife while I was doing something for him because he was a customer of mine. He said, you don't pay a prostitute for sex. You pay her to leave and shut up about it.
Ouch. In front of a woman that wasn't his wife?
I mean, maybe she was one of the women in question. I mean,
but that's a very good point.
So
because
maybe get the NDA because you like, hey man, like I don't need you out here putting my business out here in the streets.
And some people need that. I mean, some people, if you put their business out on the street, you might make them more popular. But yeah, I mean, I can understand that. But he's right, because it's not like if you are with a prostitute, it's about getting the service, and then all of the I never really have to see you again, hopefully type stuff that comes along with it. So because when you progress from a prostitute to like a call girl or something like that, that's okay. I'll call you when I want you, and that's also more dollars because you're paying for exclusivity. And whereas if you just go down to, the 8th Street or whatever, you're not looking for, I just want these chicks on 8th Street.
I don't know if you're paying for exclusivity. I think it's more of a non-disclosure agreement. Like you can't
that too.
You can't discuss what went on here. Like it's this is between us and us.
Yeah, but I guess the problem is I can't afford to pay for that. So, I get it though.
Oh, Moco Cowboy said if a girl had a form letter NDA, I might walk out. I'll be honest.
Depends how fine she is.
I was just about to say, I don't know, Moco. Like,
I would probably respect a woman more if she did have something like that.
I mean, because my thing is, all right, what are the negatives here? Okay, if she wants you to sign NDA, if she fine and you thinking like you already done made up in your mind, hey, we smashing, and she pulls out this NDA, like in my mind, I'd be like, well,
that's a permission slip for me.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, she's consenting.
Yeah, she's saying she just don't want to know what she just don't want you to talk about with your boys.
She's consenting, and she ain't about to blab it to nobody. Like she wanted to be. Shoot, this is a win. This is a win.
Can I get that WIN for the victory?
And just like Ruben said, if she's really fine, like, hey, if all I gotta do is not talk about it, sign me up.
And that's why men get along because of what is it called, Tico?
Plausible deniability.
Thank you.
The foundation of every successful friendship.
Male friendship.
No, really should be friendship, but it
goes both ways.
That's why, in my opinion, male friendships tend to be longer.
Yeah.
Because we eliminate all those things for conflict. Plausible deniability. I don't need to know about all your dirt. If it don't affect me directly, I don't need to know.
Real talk, right there. I mean, and don't get me lying on any about you to anybody.
Yeah, I ain't trying to have to lie for you. No.
I mean, I got to go to court. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there, and he never said anything about it. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. I'm not lying. You're not getting me in jail for perjury. I'm not lying.
There is great power in just being like, I don't know. There is great power in somebody asking you a question.
I don't know.
And you be like, man, I don't know.
Yo, I mean,
what Chris Rock say? Niggas love not knowing shit. Like I don't know that shit.
Hey,
hey, were you with him? Where was he at last night? I don't know. Like he a grown ass man. I ain't about to be checking up on him.
Look, man, I'm telling you, you think the three best words of court to plead the fifth is I don't know. Yep. Straight up. It's not even plead, because if you plead the fifth, that means you do know something. And you just don't want to talk about it because you ain't trying to get in trouble.
See, there's a difference being in a courtroom. Yeah, there's a difference between being in a courtroom and you being able to confidently say, I don't know, as opposed to I don't recall. See, I don't recall means you know, but you may have forgot. But being able to just strongly say, I don't know. Like, for real, I don't know. I mean, I got my suspicions. I mean, because that plausible deniability don't mean you really don't know. It just means you really ain't got no proof. Like, hey, where was he at last night? I didn't ask him.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it.
You got any ideas? I got a few. Would you care to discuss? No. Because I don't like to be gossiping.
But more importantly, none of that's none of my business. What your husband do on his own time ain't about me.
I'm gonna tell you, I done given some of the greatest I don't knows in history for some of my peoples. Like, and I don't know.
Me too.
Where was your cousin at? I don't know.
Yes.
Where was your boy at? I don't know.
I ain't got a clue.
I said there's a period of time in my life where I said I don't know so much. Sometimes I was saying I don't know before the question was asked.
Hey Tico, I don't know.
Sometimes I was saying I don't know the questions, and then I'd have to rephrase because I'd be like, "Oh, I do know," because you didn't ask me a real personal question. I just was in defense mode, so I was just like, "Hey, I don't know. It's coming up." That's just.
I mean, back on the day, you can't do that on television. If you say I don't know, you get slimed. These days, I don't know might be the greatest protection in life.
Bro, I don't know saves lives.
In relationships.
That too.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I've had some of the most venomous females known to man yelling at me about certain individuals and then ask me a question, and I've looked dead in that chick's face and been like, I don't know. Like, I got nothing. I don't know where he was.
I don't know.
I was trying to call him my damn self.
We gonna double down on I don't know.
All I know was,
matter of fact, if you find him, let me know.
All I know is I was at a family barbecue.
I faked upset at somebody I didn't know about. Like, I don't know who he was. As a matter of fact, have him call me because that motherfucker owed me money.
So when it's all said and done, if you're not married and you got money, go ahead and get you a NDA and a prenup and whatever other piece of letter you need to draft up, because these days the only thing that's gonna protect you is that piece of paper.
Bro, even if you ain't got no money.
Kobe.
Yeah, if you ain't got that money, JJ Redick that thing. Just before we even go into the room, I need you to sign here and here and here and here. My list is long, so that's why I got to make them sign.
I see that. At least make them initial stuff, man. Damn. Like
I need full signatures. Full signatures.
Man. Initials could be anybody.
Yeah, I need full signatures.
Well, KB Yako is like, yep, you got to have that NDA PDF on the computer. That's right, man. Print that joint out because you don't want to print it out too early because then you're assuming that's
you
going
need
to
have that thing in your pocket when you go out on that date.
Or more importantly, yo, man, just somebody does need to make an NDA app. That'd be dope.
It'd be dope. It really would.
You know how many single dudes you could charge like $20 for that, and you make money.
Absolutely.
If you're not married,
it'll be a little tricky because it's actually a legal document. But yeah, that'd be dope. It really.
And sometimes if you are married,
I know you're married too.
You're doing that dirt.
Once again, like I said, it ain't just to protect you from legal allegations. Could just be to keep that chick quiet.
And also,
you trying to cause some static? Well, I'm gonna take all your money now.
Also, and that's a very good point, Moby. Make sure that there's a punishment for breaking it, and it's got to be high. It can't be no BS. Nah, man, you gotta. What she worth what? Oh, she worth $12.50 an hour. Nah, man, if you say something to this, yo, I expect to have, a meal. You will never have money. I mean, because in a document like that, beautiful. You will never have money. So that's what it's about. So, AG, what's on your mind, bro?
I just want to. I had some sobering information that I found out the day before, just listening to different podcasts, different information. Because for all the people who think racism isn't an issue, they still trying to segregate schools in the South, y'all. For all those people who think race isn't an issue, Tulsa is the one that's the most popular to know now. But this has happened like 25, 30 times in our history. So for all those people who think that we're getting better, no, we're not. They just make you feel like we're getting better. But if the last 5 or 6 years hasn't told you anything, it's all the same with it's just veiled. And nowadays it's not even veiled. So I'm not telling anybody to wake up. I'm just letting you know that they coming to get you. They just are. They just are. They do it in different ways, obviously.
Wow.
But if you if you think that they want to let go of their way of life, you're wrong. They're going to try to hang you from a tree in their own special way, or if they just might try to hang you from a tree. This isn't over. This is far from over. It's getting worse and more emboldened every day, or more brazen every day. So just letting you know, they are actively trying to segregate schools again in the Deep South. They are burying and drowning towns that don't do right. And they're doing all sorts of things, like Moby says all the time, through policy that diminishes you in a way in which you don't even feel it. So just letting you know. That's all I got.
All right. They're coming to get you.
They're coming to get you.
Moby, I like you can follow that.
I feel like they coming to get you is being used both ways, though.
It is.
I'm the boogeyman. I come to get you.
They coming to get you both ways. The one side they saying they coming to get you, and the other side they saying they coming to get you. Somebody getting got eventually. I don't know who it's gonna be, but well, yeah, we do. Statistically speaking, we're generally the people that get got, but hopefully that changes. But no, what's on my mind is, man, I had a really good week, man. I was got to pick up my daughter from Smart People Camp, and she came back, and she's still smart.
And she's still smart.
And now she thinks she's smarter than me because she built a robot. And
doesn't work.
Yeah, it works. She's a nerd, but
I did that at E-School, man. You got to write code for it and everything. It's kind of cool, man.
It's real cool. But I mean, yeah.
Did she get to bring it home?
Yeah.
Well, I guess as much you paid, they should have let her bring it home.
You're damn right about that.
Did she bring anything else home?
She should have brought down a law degree home.
Ouch. Come on, he looks so disgusted too. His face is like, I can't even believe it.
No, man, but I had a good week, man. So, you know, my oldest went to Smart People Camp. So I decided I was going to take my youngest to another Smart Person Day. And we were going to go to the Science Museum. You know what I'm saying? And look, the Science Museum has a special place for me. Like, that was like one of my favorite places in the world growing up, mainly because I was kind of a closet geek. My grandma was a science teacher for 30 years, and you know, she took us there all the time. That was the place I looked forward to going to in the summer. So I was like, it's real cool to actually be able to take my daughters to the same place. So we go in there, they got a dinosaur exhibit, and everything's cool. But you can't be trying to get chose everywhere, man. Because I shouldn't have to be in the Science Museum with my 9-year-old and see some chick walking around in some jean shorts with all her ass cheeks hanging out and basically just having a bra on, walking around posing in front of dinosaur exhibits, man. Like, you can't be trying to get chose everywhere. Like, because really, I looked in the exhibit room and I was the only dude there that didn't work there. So it's basically a whole bunch of moms, whole bunch of kids, a whole bunch of camps with a whole bunch of kids, and then this thought ass chick with ass cheeks hanging out. And I'm only saying that because she was acting like what? I mean, if you wearing a hoe's uniform, forgive me for assuming. But I just wanted to know, like, what was the motivation? Like, I can't even be out here with my 9-year-old on an educational trip without having to explain to her, oh, some chicks just like having their ass cheeks out. Like, some chicks are just constantly letting people know they free agents. Because that's all that was. That was just like, hey, I'm a free agent. And I wanted to know where she thought she was going. Like, did her friend say, let's go to the Science Museum? She was like, oh, girl, let me get these ass cheeks out so I can get, so one of these dudes can come holler at me. Because chances are the dudes you're going to see at the Science Museum probably ain't the dudes looking to holler at you. Because I don't know about y'all, but as an adult, I don't just go to the Science Museum to kick it. Like, if I didn't have my daughter with me, I wouldn't have just been at the Science Museum. Chances are the only reason I'm at the Science Museum is because I got a kid with me.
I mean, single dudes that go to the Science Museum, you probably don't want them to be going to the science museum.
Now I'm gonna let you know, I get it. If I was a single dude at the science museum with my kid, I understand that makes me look a little bit more delicious. But once again, I'm obviously not there for that. Yes, delicious.
Delicious. That sounds on Morris Day.
But yeah, so what's on my mind is like, hey ladies,
hey ladies,
I appreciate your freedom and your ability to do whatever you want with your body whenever you want. However, sometimes discretion is okay. Sometimes being reserved is okay. And sometimes you just shouldn't have your ass out at the science museum. Can we just make that a rule? You just shouldn't have your ass out at the science museum.
So it's just at the science museum, right?
I can name some other places too. I mean, with the science museum, definitely science museum, children's museum, the fair.
How the fair?
Got little kids, man. Little family.
Thank you, man. Come on, man. Like the
Just
church.
like laying on the plane, man. So like,
you probably shouldn't have your ass cheeks out church.
Why? I mean, people be telling me that's why I should go to find a woman. So I mean, why not?
Yeah, but I would also say those same women probably wouldn't think the woman with her ass cheeks out in front of the deacon is the woman you necessarily trying to grab. Like,
hey, I would like to quote what I heard in church: "Tight, but it's right."
I mean, yeah, and I know they say "come as you are," but I mean,
no,
we can do better than that.
Yeah, no.
we can do better than that.
We really can.
Tight, but it's right.
Cause now, don't get me wrong. If some chick out who's working the streets got the calling to come to church, I'm happy she there. However, I probably wouldn't be hollering at her either. Just saying, like, the moral of the story is, man, just don't have your ass out at the science museum, man. That's it. That's all I ask. I'm not gonna be like these guys and say, hey, don't have your ass out at the gym because you distracted me, or don't have your ass out when you about to get on a plane because you distracted me. Like, no, don't have your ass out at the science museum because that's not what I came to study. I came to show my kid the place that my grandma took me when I was a kid, a place where you can learn and explore the world, not explore the world with your ass hanging out. I don't want to live in that world.
Wow.
You don't want to live in Thoughtville?
No.
No.
I do not want to see any chick in the science museum with her hands on her knees, shaking her ass on some thought shit, to quote Megan Thee Stallion. I don't need that in the science museum. Now, once we get to Broad Street, fair game. Fair game.
Truth.
Let them cheeks free. You know what I'm saying?
But not.
So you just talking about? Are you talking about inside the museum or just on property?
Yeah, I probably venture on property, but if you're just walking by, I can't control what you do. But don't come inside. Don't come inside. Leave that thought shit outside, man.
This is a place for learning.
Yeah, leave that thought shit outside. Unless we're gonna do a thought exhibit at the science museum, because I mean that might be important, but I wouldn't take my kid to see that either because I know what I was getting into.
Right.
I came to study T-Rexes. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's excited about seeing T-Rexes, and I'm walking by seeing cheeks. Not what I came to see.
I mean, was she clapping but didn't move her hands?
That would have been highly inappropriate. And I would have took a video of that just to show you how inappropriate that was. Like, yeah, I can't
take that video for us. That's right.
I can't believe this here. How you gonna be in a science museum letting it fly like this?
You feel the whole thing.
I'm going to that science museum.
Nah, I'd never go back to that science museum again.
Not with your kids.
Never. No, it's not, man. No.
Well, star.
But like I said, more of the story is, man, don't have your ass out at the science museum, man. Ladies, do better. Let's say ladies, that lady, do better. Because the old white ladies that was offended by her and kept looking at all the other guys to see if the guys were equally as offended. Because that's what I felt like all the older white ladies were looking at me Like they were blaming me for this.
Like you had something to do with it.
Like you're a young minority person. You probably approve of this treachery. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Treachery.
I'm here with my daughter. I didn't want no parts of this.
I ain't asked for this.
I didn't ask for this. She didn't come here with me.
Treachery.
Oh man.
That was good.
All right. Thank you, Moby. Your trips to the Science Museum are interesting. So, yes, Mocha Cowboy, Sunday best booty shorts. Make sure it's got juicy written on the back. Discretion or the cheeks is a must. Yes, that's important, just Gap. And KB Yakko 4-star.
I just want y'all to know, not slut shaming here. If you want to let them cheeks free all over the city, it's okay with me. Just not in the Science Museum, man. They're kids there, man.
The only place, the only place in the city,
or the Children's Museum, or the Fine Arts Museum. You know, any place where I'm going with my kids, I don't need to see that.
So clearly, church is not one of them.
No, I said church earlier. See, don't do that. I said church is one of the places.
He did.
So yes, ladies, Walmart is still fair game.
Yeah, I can't do nothing about Walmart because I mean, Lord knows, everything get game in Walmart apparently. Like when I pull up in Walmart parking lot, man, it's just a roll the dice game here, man. Ain't no telling what you're gonna see. Especially if you go anytime after like 8 p.m. Oh who knows?
It's Club Walmart, baby.
Yeah, who knows?
Blue light special.
All right. So, what's on my mind today is not much really. You know, the weekend was good, but I guess for work, we were at a cornhole tournament this weekend. So, literally, am I the only person on the planet who just like, you know, like I feel like that's one of the positive things that came out of the pandemic, because I think there was professional cornhole, but like it didn't exist for real until last year because ESPN had to show something, and literally that's what they showed: cornhole. Now I like playing cornhole. Now, if you were to sit here and tell me that, you know what, you could be a professional athlete with cornhole like 2 years ago, I'd be like, man, please. But I met some professional cornhole people this weekend. And I mean, they're just like everybody else. You know, there was this one dude we met, and the funny part about it is his girl was there. So, like, the two ladies at my booth who was with me, they took a picture with him. And apparently, old girl got a little, upset. And I'm thinking to myself, look, yo, you're dating a professional player. So are you mad that other women took picture with him? I mean, what he supposed to do? Nah, I can't take picture with you because my girl right there. That's how he gets paid. What's wrong with you? So, but nah, cornhole. If you'd have told me 2 years ago cornhole would be a professional sport like this, I'd be like, nah. But it is, and it's legit. And on my Instagram, I took a picture with a literal belt that they had there, and that joint was heavy. The only weird part about it had plush on the back instead of leather. I thought that was kind of weird, but But yeah, that's really what's on my mind. Anything these days can be made to a professional. You just got to have the right instance that happens in the world to make it happen. So, shuffleboard. I'm coming for that shuffleboard title. Real talk. So, I got a mean shuffleboard game. I'm trying to go pro. I mean, and if I could truly learn how to do curling, like I don't even know where they practice at. Like, how do you make the curling team? Like, that's crazy to me. But hey, everybody do what you gotta do because you'll never know what you find out what you're good at. And if you can make money off of doing stuff like throwing beanbag into a hole. Do you, bro? Do you, sis? So, and yes, cornhole and Korean baseball carried ESPN for real for like a month or two last year. It was crazy. I never thought I'd ever watch Korean baseball.
Archery,
and I did. Archery. Oh, one last thing. Yo, the Olympics start on Friday, man. Since nobody can be live, that means it's all on TV. That means NBC is either going to get paid or they ain't going to make no money. So, go USA and most things. And, hey, I don't think we're going to talk about the Olympics next week unless something crazy happens. So, people keep getting COVID, though. People are getting COVID like crazy. I don't know. I just don't think they want to go.
Oh, random thought. I just got a message that apparently there is a template for NDAs online. You can get templates just anytime. There's apps for it.
And Merkel Cowboy just put up a curlingvirginia.org. I can join the Virginia curling team. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to do that in my spare time. No. But awesome show, gentlemen. Thank you to everybody who's listening now. Thank you to everybody who's listening when we put up for the podcast. If you have not checked out the best of show that was put out last week, you should. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes of funny. The second anniversary is coming up soon. We'll have some more information on that next week because we're looking for the fans to have a little say this year. So we're gonna do it up. But look, thank you to everybody listening. Thank you to AG and MoB for being here and stuff like that. And look, when it's all said and done, if there's one thing that you learned from this episode, it's 12. That's it. You learned the number 12 today, and
it's a decade, y'all.
Yeah,
12
is a decade. If you are from Nansemond River, so everybody else,
Nansemond River, she wasn't the only person that said 12. Man, you hounding on her. She wasn't the only one.
Hey, check the transcript.
Yeah, hopefully all these people weren't from Virginia, but if it was, God knows, I'm glad I got out when I did. So, once again, thank you to everybody, and we will be back next Sunday, 9 p.m. Same bat time, same bat station. Tell a friend. It's peace, and as Moco Cowboy likes to say, stay safe out there. Deuces.
You can send any questions or comments to FIVE minutewarning19@gmail.com.
The 5-Minute Warning can now be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Breaker, Google Podcast, and Radio Public. Share, like, subscribe.
You've been listening to the 5-Minute Warning with Ruben Brown. Search 5-Minute Warning on the Spotify app. Peace.
Stay safe out there.